Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. This is a pretty mediocre opening pack. This looks like a modern cube. Not even. It's fine. It's fine. I'm probably looking at Fast Bond. Lorien Revealed is actually pretty nice. Just card draw or fixing. I like. Kavu ends up being decent, but taking it early is kind of a double-edged sword. You can hedge into taking fixing and then make this a 5/5 that does a bunch of stuff. It also puts you into 5 colors, which isn't necessarily the best place to be in Vintage Cube. Probably to maximize win rate, go for something like Giver of Runes or like a Kitesail Freebooter. I think those decks are the most disruptive, but I think an early Fast Bond is interesting, and we'll just see where that takes us. This is really kind of just, this is what I want to do. Okay, wow. Broadside Bombardiers is just, it's good. So that's one option. There's Fractured Identity is good. I think, again, this card has gotten much worse just as time goes on. I don't know when this card was released, but when it first was in Vintage Cube, one of the best cards in the cube. Now it's good. Just, you know, if you're trying to Fractured Identity of Broadside Bombardiers, you're kind of losing. I might just take this card. Tireless Tracker Fast Bond is sort of a combo, but just not powerful enough for the current Vintage Cube list. I like Archon of Cruelty, really good reanimation target, stuff like that. Shallow Grave, Sneak Attack. But I'll take the Bombardiers. I just like playing with this card. Okay. Wow. Wheel of Fortune's the best with Fast Bond. Mox Diamond is sort of a non-bow with Fast Bond, but it is good with Bombardiers. What does this do? Destroy target creature, enchantment, or planeswalker. Its controller creates 2 map tokens. That seems pretty good. Creature, enchantment, or planeswalker for 2 mana. I like it. There's a Chain Lightning. Just, you know, kind of stay open. Let's go in. Let's take Wheel of Fortune and see what happens. I guess what happens is Magic Online freezes for a second. Okay. We got Stock Up. Whenever this creature attacks, you can pay 2. If you do it, endures 1. Put a +1/+1 counter on it, or make a white spirit. So this is sort of just a better version of the thing with Boast, because you can grow this or make 1/1s. It's interesting. Catacombs can help us with some fixing. Birds of Paradise is also good in the both decks that we could be moving towards, Bombardiers or Fast Bond stuff. I could see taking a Birds here. This is not, it is a fetch actually. With Fast Bond specifically, fetches are great because you want, you know, Wrenn and 6 type stuff. Exactly that. So glad I made that switch. I think I will take Wrenn and 6 here. Caryatid's okay. Oath of Druids maybe comes around and we move into like Woodfall Primus type stuff. Here, Thornspire Verge. Probably where we want to be. Still don't really know what the deck is yet, and I say this a lot. You can figure out what your deck is up until the point you click submit. Hey! No way! They brought it back! Look at them go. Okay, that's interesting. Did they bring back Mind's Desire is the real question. Because Turnabout is fine, but without the real High Tide win condition, it's hard to make work. Also, Mana Flare, stuff like that, makes Turnabout much better. If I knew Mana Flare was in the cube, I'd probably take this. I don't know for sure that it is, so I'm a little more skeptical. We could take Yogg Will, pretty good with Wheel of Fortune and Fast Bond. Has the highest upside. There's also Manamorphose, which can do some stuff, but we'll grab a Yawgmoth's Will at this point. Field of the Dead. Well, I think we know what we're doing now. We're taking a lot of non-basic lands. I actually would love... Actually, this card's kind of bad with Fast Bond, isn't it? Because you can just play it. You don't have to spend 4 mana to ramp. We'll take Field of the Dead. Once Upon a Time helps quite a bit. Territorial Kavu is also, you know, good. We're likely to end up many colors, but I think Once Upon a Time, this just grabs creature or land. With Yawgmoth's Will, maybe it's not that good. Maybe I do just take the Kavu. Okay, we get an Uro, Tireless Tracker, Thought Scour. Interesting. Interesting. Or I guess Talisman. I think this deck is probably going to want Tireless Tracker a little bit more, but I could see it going either way. Sheldock Isle is excellent with stuff like Wheel of Fortune. We could go like Fastbond, Wheel of Fortune, Yawgmoth's Wildback, Wheel of Fortune, and then Sheldock Isle is suddenly active. I know this is great and helps us cast Yawgmoth's Will, but this is a land that plays spells. It's insane. Boseiju, great. Oath of Druids. Okay, we're getting somewhere. This is now a Cabal Ritual deck and a Turnabout deck. Okay, this is looking spicy. We got a lot of directions, but we have Oath of Druids, which makes stuff like Kavo a little bit less good. Woodfall Primus didn't come around. Not the best Bombardier's deck. Pretty decent Tireless Tracker deck, though. So we'll keep an eye out for what other things we can do. There is a Mox Sapphire. That helps with some stuff. It's bad with other stuff. 6 makes everything have Retrace, which is interesting. Skull Clamp doesn't do a lot yet. And then Oko is just busted. I could also take like a Penthead Prism. I think I will just take the Mox, but it's when you're playing a deck with Fastbond, Mox isn't like that great in the deck. Strip Mine, however, is excellent in the deck. Strip Mine, Renin 6, Fastbond, we can do all this stuff. Hoping to wheel Temio gets any card, so she can get back Strip Mine. It's fairly important. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I'll take this though. Okay, Bloodstained Mire. I don't actually have any duels yet, but I think we'll get there. We'll take Bloodstained Mire, trying to enable Field of the Dead mostly. Okay. There's a Tendrils. I don't think we're there yet. We could get there one day. Bloodstained Mire, Verdant Catacombs do both like Blood Crypt. Triplicate Titan is good with Oath of Druids, but, you know, a little win more. Golos is kind of spicy with all the stuff we have going on. And this is you can play, right? You can play them this turn without paying the mana cost. So you can hit lands off of this and continue going off with Golos. I mean, Oathing into Golos doesn't seem bad. This deck wants Field of the Dead, so Golos into Field of the Dead seems good. We're gonna have all the colors of mana. I'm gonna try the Blood Crypt. Ooh, Titania, okay. That's much better than Golos. I'm happy I went with this one. Yes, get back Strip Mine, make a 5/3, kill their land. Yeah, Titania's disgusting in this deck. Would be very, very happy to Oath of Druids into Titania. Malevolent Rumble searches for stuff. You can put a land into play. There's also Ketria Triome, which gives us blue fixing. It also has cycling. Fairly relevant. Waterlogged Grove is good with Fastbond in a sense that we can sacrifice it to draw cards. If we get any of the things that let you play lands from your graveyard, this is a pretty good card advantage engine. So I will take this over the Triome, I think. Steam Vents, Mystic Confluence, Firebolt, Slimefoot, and Squee. Kind of cute. Steam Vents right now can't be fetched with Verdant Catacombs. Yeah, we'll just grab it. Okay, there is a Nadu. There's a Brain Surge. There was Lightning Greaves somewhere in the pack. Reign of Filth is kind of funny with Titania, actually. Hold up. Wait a second. Play Titania, Reign of Filth, sacrifice all your lands, Yawgmoth's Will them back into play. Let's try it. I'm just gonna see what happens. Okay. Penthead Prism helps with mana. This gives us card advantage, right? Draw 2, discard a card. It requires us going into white to do that. Bonecrusher Giant just helps us stay alive, is fine. Penthead Prism does some other cool stuff. Let's do some other cool stuff. Okay. Tamio, Athari, Paradoxical Outcome can get back. Mox Sapphire, Fastbond, Oath, Renin 6. This is decent, especially if we get a couple more things. Spells and abilities your opponent's control can't cause you to sacrifice. Let's get back Tamio. Okay, this feels like an Ulamog deck now. This does cause me to reshuffle. That is one concern. It is a concern I don't have. Okay, Triplicate Titan. There's also Tendrils. Tendrils does give us just a win con. I think I'm gonna take that just to be safe. Here we can take Thundering Falls. The Triome. We'll take Slimefoot and Squee. This card is cool. Really, like, hard to make work, I think. Okay, Mox Emerald, Candelabra. If you're gonna put this card and Turnabout in the cube, put Mana Flare in the cube. Look at this deck. This is the perfect Mana Flare deck. All our lands tap for double. Just on its own, we have Fast Bond. We could play Mana Flare and just get a ton of mana. But then we have Turnabout, adds a ton of mana. We can sacrifice our lands to Mana Flare. I would consider running Candelabra in a deck such as this. We could turn all our lands into 1/1s. Eternal Witness can get back, I guess Wheel of Fortune is the biggest one. I'll take the Mox. It's gotta be correct. There's a Wasteland. So yeah, we're Land of Destruction Central now. Okay. Another fetch is probably the best thing. Mystical Tutor I would like. Expressive Iteration also would be nice, but let's get all the fetches first. Gristlebrand. Is this a Gristlebrand deck? If I cut Kavu, Bombardiers, Tracker, then Oath can hit Gristlebrand, Titania, and Ulamog. Yeah, that seems actually kind of good. Ramanop. Okay, we did it. You know what? Oath into Ramanop is totally fine too, because it'll mill lands, and then we can play the lands. Okay. Love that. Emrakul is better than Ulamog for sure. Just make that switch. Okay. This deck doesn't do a whole lot yet. Show and tell. You know what? Been a while. Let's run it. Okay. So now we are Landlock with Strip Mine Wasteland, Fastbond, Ramanop. We are Show and Tell Eldrazi. We are Oath Eldrazi. Taiga or Savannah. I don't really have any white cards, so I guess Taiga. Omnath is interesting because it lets us gain life, but I think we don't have any white fixing really. This is, I think, a 0 basic land deck with Field of the Dead. 15 land plus 2 Mox is 17. We might want to go up to more just because the Mox in... Imagine this. If you count a Mox like you would a Signet, right? You don't really count Signets towards your land base, but they accelerate you. A Mox is kind of like a Signet that costs 0. You can count it as a land if you want to, but if your deck is trying to ramp, you can also do other stuff. I also don't know if this is quite a turnabout deck yet, but we'll see. We will definitely see. With Gristlebrand Fastbond, it might be. I would like a way to gain life, because we have essentially infinite mana now. I don't really think there is a way to gain life here. That's not great. There's Treasure Cruise. There's also Eternal Witness. What am I getting back with Eternal Witness? I guess with Oath of Druids, I don't really want that. Let's take a Treasure Cruise to go with the Wheel of Fortune and stuff that we have. Yep, none of these. Expressive Iteration is quite nice. A little bit of extra card advantage for the deck. And then Night's Whisper also. We are going to take a lot of damage. I guess Tendrils is how we gain life. Then we do a bunch of stuff. We Tendrils our opponent. We gain life, play more lands. You know what? Let's do it. Cult Epiphany. I don't have white mana, so maybe not really doing any of these. Tubby Dragon, last pick. We love him. Not the time. Okay. Let's look at what this deck is doing. Oh, we don't have enough playables. Okay. That is somewhat of a concern. But we got Consider. And then we just run 20 lands. What could go wrong? We got Fast Bond. Yeah, we'll just run 20 lands. 1/1. I think we probably want... Oh no, that's extra 3. Okay. Okay. We're gonna find out what the heck. I think I'm gonna cut Pentent Prism just for more lands. Lands are good with Reign of Filth. We can literally go like turn 1 Fast Bond, play all over lands, Titania. Pentent Prism gets in the way, so more lands. Let's add... How many black sources do I have here? We have Blood Crypt. So 1, 2, 3, 4 black sources. So I need more black mana. Let's add 1. This is 5. I think I actually want more. Green sources we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 green sources. Quite a lot. I actually might get rid of this basic forest. I do want turn 1 fast spawn, but 9 green sources is a lot. And sort by color. I have way more black cards than I do green cards. Mana value. So blue we have 1, 2. I think this is 3. Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 blue sources. I think I can cut basic island as well. Or another swamp. I guess I'm only casting black sources. I'm gonna add the forest back. Yeah, I don't think I need basic island. Alright, 19 land, 2 mocks. Part of me wants to add Tireless Tracker too. It does make Oath of Druids worse, but it just makes Tireless Tracker better? I could run Aether Spellbomb to have some amount of disruption. You know, that's probably fine. It might be, you know, we want 18 land. This is clearly a 18 land 2 mocks deck. See you all round 1. This is just I mean, let me think about this. We've got Strip Mine, but I do have Gristlebrand and Emrakul in my opener, which is sort of like a mold of 5. If I draw Show and Tell, then obviously they're pretty good to have. But it makes Oath of Druids worse. I have all my mana, but this deck is always going to have mana. Strip Mine on the draw into Nice Whisper can just lock some people out. Let's try it. Just don't have a 1-drop. Aha! Can we draw Wasteland? Okay. This could be the rare and oft unseen Yawgmoth's Will Your Own Strip Mine. Very few people know this tech. Strip Mine the wrong one. Okay, so they have Bauble. Their Shelldock's going to be online pretty quickly, I would imagine, but so is mine. Consider, alright. Well, I'm glad I'm not drawing those, I guess. You can play the land. I guess we will put, I don't know, Steam Vents under here. Pretty rough hits. But again, I didn't draw 4 lands in a row, so we'll take it. Opponent passes doing nothing. Draw a Waterlogged Grove. Let's lead off with the Consider and see what happens here. Ramunap Excavator, I want that. Then we'll go Thornspire Verge. I guess that doesn't have for green. I mean, I just want to Ramunap. They missed a land drop. Excellent. Renin 6. Okay, that's actually quite good. Do this. Tempt the lady themselves. I think it's a lady. I don't know. It's tree. whatever they subscribe to. Memory lapse. Okay. So they can try and counter that next turn. We also have Ramunap, which also just works. But I think I like playing... Okay. Just Strip Mine just gets them. I don't know what their deck does. They don't actually know what my deck does. I don't even know. You guys don't even know what my deck does. But that's one of the things that it does. How are we land screwed right now? We're on the draw. Our deck has 19 land and 2 Moxen. I might just cut Cabal Ritual for another land. It doesn't really do much for us. I'm going to mulligan this hand. I will keep this hand. And we're going to get rid of... Show and Tell is risky. We do have just Tamiyo plus Strip Mine. But we're likely to draw more lands, so... This doesn't technically add green. I guess I can't cast Show and Tell. I'm just going to bottom Show and Tell. Makes Fast Bond a lot better as an opener. Nethergoyf. Okay. They have gotten out from under the Strip Mine menace. We're still going to do it. Nethergoyf is a 1-2. Okay, that's exceptional. Let's go Field of the Dead first. This deck is disgusting. They can memory lapse the Oath of Druids if they really want to. Okay. That's actually excellent. Play this. Let's play around Daze. Play this. I love this archetype. People are just like, what do I do? Next turn we could Tameo, get back Strip Mine. Okay, they have plenty of mana now. So getting back Strip Mine is not the best play. Karn does not stop Oath of Druids. So we'll see what we hit off Oath. Some good hits. Ramanot probably the most mundane. Titania is great here. Woo! Okay, we're gonna make some changes to the deck. We're gonna cut Cabal Ritual and just add another land. See you next round. Hey, so real quick, I'm excited to finally be able to say we've got a professionally produced how to play video for Algomancy, which is the card game I spent 3 years of my life making. So if you've been wondering what the game's about, want to go in depth on the rules and mechanics, we got 21 minutes of all the phases of the turn, in depth explaining how it's played. Just a lot of cool stuff. So if you're interested in all in that, go check it out. We've also got a ton of other gameplay on the Algomancy YouTube channel itself and shorts as well. So if you want to find out more about the game and just see gameplay, things like that, go check it out. It's a lot of fun, I promise you. Otherwise, just enjoy the rest of the video. There we go. That's feeling way better. A 20 land deck. You've never seen anything like this before. And we get to go first. Yes, please. Yeah. I mean, sure. I could turn one Show and Tell Titania. I could also just cast Show and Tell and then play Oath of Druids. I want to keep this hand. I don't know what the play is yet. I think the play is turn one. We'll just play a tapped Field of the Dead and pass turn. Hopefully they play like a mana elf, and then we just get to jam Oath of Druids. Okay, they do nothing. That's cool, that's cool, that's cool. There's an Emrakul. We're going for it. Play a Mox. Play another Mox. Playing around Days. Cast Show and Tell. Emrakul? What do you got, opponent? Baleful Strix. You know what? Not quite as good as what I have. I love how unhinged this board state looks right now. The thing is, we just draw any land and we're golden, right? We fetch for a tapped land. We Titania back the fetch, get a 5/3. If they kill Emrakul, we could just Oath of Druids. Okay, they got Bowmasters. They don't want that. Makes sense to me. Okay. Okay. Some kind of controlling-ish deck. I mean, 20 land. How do you beat it? You just don't. That's the answer. Okay. Turn one Wrenn and 6. Don't hate that. Uh-oh. Don't like that. Counter magic. Okay, they might counter the fast bond here. If they don't, this would be awesome. Play this. We're just gonna play around Days. Play fast bond. Okay, they didn't counter that. Fetch. This will grab... So I need red and green here. Taiga plus Blood Crypt, probably. I could get basic forest, but I kind of want to have access to black mana. We'll fetch. Taking a lot of damage. Okay. Get back this. I might as well play this, because then I can fetch for a tapped land, and this makes it so likely I can Titania next turn. Pretty good turn one, right? They hit flash. Okay, so they're going to do something crazy, which makes Show and Tell very precarious against this opponent. They flash. The thing is, there's some stuff. Worldspine Worm would be a little scary, but oddly enough, Titania blocks it reasonably well. Itali is probably the least scary. Expressive Iteration and Tameo. Tameo's good. Raucous Theater. They already played a land, right? Cool. So they just whiffed on Iteration. What do they name here? This tells me what's in their deck. Named Shallow Grave. Okay, so they're a reanimation deck. Baleful Strix, Sneak Attack, Bitter Triumph. So Show and Tell is... I should probably side that out. But it is hilariously good against them. We'll take the Triumph. We draw a tapped land. So we're going to go Wrenn and 6. Get back Catacombs. Play the Catacombs. Fetch. Grab Swamp. Play. I guess I want to Thundering Falls because I could surveil a strip mine into the graveyard. This is just put in the graveyard from the battlefield. So let's see if we can hit strip mine here. Lordspire, Vesperage, whatever. Put that in the graveyard. Play her. Get back Verdant Catacombs. And I think I wait to fetch, right? Because I could just do this whenever. We got a ton of mana, and we're ready to use it. Spells and abilities can't cause you to discard card. Uh-oh. Wait a second. If I Wheel of Fortune, their hand will just be 11 cards. Okay. Well, good to know. Okay, Jace, you got it. Love that they're tapping out a blue. They're getting back Itali. Okay. Fetch at end of turn to make a 5/3. Okay. They kill Titania. We end up with a 5/3. We'll grab a forest now. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can go up to 8. That feels like probably something I want to do. Get back this. Play this. Turnabout myself. Oh, they could sneak attack. Nah, we're going big. I could turnabout their Jace and attack Tamiyo, but I'm turnabout their Jace, attack Tamiyo. Nah, we're here to win. What's the point of drafting this deck if you don't turnabout yourself in this spot? Turnabout myself. Land, untap. And we'll just cast Wheel of Fortune with all my lands open. I had 11 mana, actually fairly close to casting an Emrakul. Emrakul down, we hit Tendrils. Love it. We get to go Mox Sapphire. I need to hit Turnabout to then re-trigger Sheldock Isle here, I think. Let's play Consider. Ramanap lets me play that from my graveyard. Let's graveyard that. Rain of Filth is exceptional. Okay, I can do a lot of stuff now. Let's lead with... Wow, I could do so much stuff. Lead with Sheldock Isle, because I need to hit Turnabout, but the problem is I don't have the blue mana... No, I do, because of Ramanap Excavator. No, I don't, because both my blue sources enter tapped. So I can't sacrifice them to Rain of Filth and then replay them off Ramanap. So I don't think Sheldock is quite a possibility anymore. So we can go blue, red, Expressive Iteration. Yawgmoth's Will. Can I just kill them with Tendrils? I think so. So we're going to put this one into my hand. Bottom, the Bloodstained Mire. Play this one. So I can play that one now. And I guess black mana is all we really need. Let's play Ramanap. Let's go Field of the Dead. Always yield to this. Always yield to this. So we're going to get a bunch of zombies here. Okay, Waterlogged Grove. Swamp. Okay. I can sack Waterlogged Grove to draw, but let's make sure Rain of Filth resolves. That's kind of the most important one. Cool. So now I can just sacrifice everything. Let's sack this to draw 1. Wasteland is excellent. Play that. We can kill their land even though it doesn't actually matter. But let's do it. Then we tap for blue, tap for this. We start sacrificing stuff for black. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll play Tendrils targeting them. This is our life gain, more importantly than it is targeting them for damage. Then we get to go play this. Play this. Play this. Play this. I guess I can kind of draw my whole deck, can't I? Because this sacks to draw a card. I don't need Wasteland anymore. Foothills. I just play this and keep drawing my deck. Oh, that's sick. Steam Vents. Okay, I think just to be safe, let's make sure that I can Yawgmoth's Will here. Black, this, sacrifice, this to add black, play this, black, sack for, I can't sack that for black anymore. Play this one. And just sack some of these for black, right? Okay, then we Yawgmoth's Will. Then I guess I'll just Tendrils them. Put them out of their misery. We are in the finals with this beautiful concoction. See you there. Alright, we are up in the finals with our 20 land 2 Mox deck, and we're on the play. Let's do it. Okay, so this hand is the classic, does literally nothing. But we do have Ramunap, which means if we can find a Strip Mine, we're in business. Rain of Filth is effectively a mulligan. I think I got a mulligan this hand. This one has Show and Tell and Wasteland. We can get rid of Rain of Filth. I think I'll keep this on the back of Wasteland here. I can't cast the Iteration, but we'll get there eventually. And we're gonna fetch a Ketria Triumph, I think. I could fetch the Surveil Land, actually. Maybe that's better. Okay, they have turn 1 Ajani. I think we probably want the Triumph because Oath of Druids would be an insane top deck. And I just want to make that the most likely draw. Mox Emerald. I can now Show and Tell, and I cannot Expressive Iteration. Pass. Getting mana screwed in this deck is pretty rough. We're running 22 mana sources. It would make sense we're playing against Boros. So Wasteland is much worse against an opponent who has, you know, Moxen and basics. This is definitely an Oath of Druids kind of lifestyle. Let's go Wasteland Night's Whisper. No, let's go Mox Emerald Night's Whisper. They might have the 2 mana reprieve or whatever. Okay, so I can shock in a Steve Vents to Expressive Iteration. It's a lot of damage, but I'm taking so much next turn anyway. Otherwise, I'll Iteration the following turn. I'm just not sure, like, Oath of Druids is what I need, and it's probably too late now. And this takes, I think I do shock it in here. Iteration. A little bit late. So this goes into my hand. We will put Taiga on the bottom and exile Thundering Falls. Unfortunately, can't play it. But I think Oath is a little too late. Yeah, especially with that. We're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Go to 5. They kill our Mox. Don't care too much about that. They have 2 cards in hand. If we draw Gristlebrand, there's a chance. We just Show and Tell Gristlebrand. Verdant Catacomb. I'm just dead. I don't want to show them anything else. Alright, our first loss. Boros is a tough matchup for sure. Occult Epiphany. Aether Spellbomb is a bit of interaction. I like that. Probably don't quite need a Treasure Cruise. Maybe Occult Epiphany is just better than Spellbomb in a deck with this many lands. Okay, going first. Yeah, I'll keep this. Set up for a Show and Tell, if we can get there. Okay, they mulled to 6 because they probably don't know exactly what we're doing. I'm going to play this and not give them a target to kill with Mox Emerald just yet. Although, I don't need this card, so I will play it. This is going to grab the Triumph. I have nothing. Cool. I could get Thundering Falls. Do I need double green? Because this can help me dig even further towards good stuff. Maybe I do this instead. Bottom that. Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Let's go Taiga. And I think I do just expressive here. Consider Titania Verdant Catacombs. Titania is great. Titania goes into my hand. We'll bottom the Consider and Exile Catacombs. Again, can't play this. It's okay though. It's not like we mistapped our mana or anything. There's no way we could have expressive iteration with the Mox. Let's play Steam Vents tapped. And then we can play Titania next turn. Take 3. Enduring Innocence. Okay. Cool. Field of the Dead is nice. Let's go Swamp. Play Titania. He's gonna get back the Wooded Foothills. Then we'll pass. Containment Priest. I'm trying to think if there's anything that punishes me. I think there's sorcery speed stuff that can punish me, so I'd rather have instant speed make a token. Yikes. Yeah, just good draws by the opponent. I can't block this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's fetch down to 7. This is gonna grab a Triome. Night's Whisper. I think there's a couple things I can do here. I can Waterlogged Grove to then draw a card. Or I can go Field of the Dead, Wheel of Fortune. The problem with Wheel of Fortune is it refills their hand. I guess Field of the Dead doesn't make a token, so let's Waterlogged Grove to draw a card. Make a 5/3. That's pretty good. Problem is if they swing out. Actually, I think I like Oath here. It protects me from a lot of stuff. The other option I can do is Night's Whisper go to 5. I don't know if I love going to 5 against them. I'm just trying to think what they can do in this spot that then doesn't just get wrecked by Oath of Druids. Another Headliner Scarlet, right? Ephemerate Headliner Scarlet, I just die. So that's something. I could Night's Whisper and try and hit a show and tell target. I go to 5. I'm trying to think if 5 is that much lower than 7, really. Maybe it's not. I'm gonna Oath and do nothing else. Okay, Containment Priest, pretty good against Oath, but I could just say no. Also good against Show and Tell. They attack with the cat, which would let them flip the Ajani, which could then just ping me for so much, right? Flips into... That's so insane. Alright, I'll take 2. They oust Titania. Second from the top. So I can guarantee that I'm drawing Titania. Fairly interesting, actually. The life gain's also nice. Second from the top. So if I Night's Whisper, I hit Titania. 1, 2. I need to also hit an untapped land for that to work, which I don't exactly have. Pretty likely to hit it. Pretty likely to hit it. I think I'm gonna say no. Perfect. Untapped land. Boseiju doesn't quite help me either. So let's do this. Night's Whisper. Wow. Okay. That spawn's very interesting. We'll go Boseiju. Play Titania. Titania gets back Wooded Foothills. I think I'm attacking them with an elemental token at this spot. Because I could fetch, make another. I'm going to take 2 damage to be able to Field of the Dead, and I'll go to 4. If I attack, they just don't block. And then they attack me with not Ajani, but these 4, and I'll have 4 blockers if I attack with 1, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. These enter tapped or no? They don't enter tapped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I have to attack with an elemental token here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're gonna be able to Oath of Druids, I think. If I attack. If I attack, they can Oath, right? They block with Containment Priest, so we don't actually want that. Grab Forest. Play Fast Bond. And land a Field of the Dead. Okay, they have Thalia. Does this enter immediately or at end of turn? Okay. End of turn, so that's good. They can't blink Headliner Scarlet this turn, but they can't block this turn. So I don't think they can do anything with Felia Headliner Scarlet that I'm aware of. That's a lot of mana. Walking Ballista? Okay. Super dead. GG's. Yep, Boros is still the best deck in the cube. Although I think we fought pretty well, all things considered, right? They can kill an elemental. We can kill a lot of their stuff. Right? We get to kill Headliner Scarlet, Johnny, 2/2 trades with Felia, G blocks the cat, and then we just die. But I mean, we fought well despite all of it. Just a really rough matchup. Okay, well, that deck was one of the sweetest decks I've ever played. Pyroclasm maybe is what it was missing, or Toxic Deluge or something, but it just did the stuff. Everything I said I wanted it to do, we did, except for hard casting and Emrakul. But we'll get there eventually. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.